Everybody is using something. Just be sure the one you are using is the right one, because you are either in the secret court or you are in the secret place. Everybody is using something. I say we are using faith, we are using wisdom, we are using prayer, we are using prophetic, we are using fasting. So we are using something. I said, then to now come to your first question. She said that the whole of the year before, she did not even do up to 10 million in turnover in a whole year, and we were talking millions and hundreds of millions. So I asked her a simple question. I said, please, I want to ask you a question. Are you married? She said yes. I said, is your husband a wealthy man? She said yes. So why are you asking? I said, because when you came in yesterday, we saw you. Your perfume was heavy. You decked up with desire. I said, looking at you now, even this bag is not the one you carried yesterday. This decor. Say, if I look at you now, you are like 5 to 7 million standing. So how can you say that in a whole year you did not do 10 million, but you are wearing 10 million? That's so. It's either somebody else is financing you. You either have a rich father or a rich husband. So he said, women, when you start getting, so are you saying that? I say, relax. All this women is relax. Yeah, transform believer, relax. I say, so question, who takes care of it? He said, my husband is rich. Is it wrong for my husband to take care? I said, I'm not saying it's wrong. I said, but let me ask you a question. How many kids do you have? She said 2. I said, if you were a single parent without a husband, and you have 2 kids and nobody to help you, I said, I hope you know you will do more than 10 million. I said, if you are a married woman to a useless man, a man that does not bring money, even the one you bring, he will now collect and go and give to a side chick because he's a side cock. I say, I hope you know you will do more than 10 million. I say, as long as you have someone to take care of you, you need a greater why to be able to push. Because every time you meet an obstacle, you will tell yourself, I can't come and keep myself. What am I even looking for? My husband is taking care of me. I said, that's why you are doing that. He says, so what do you expect me to do? Should I stop collecting money from my house? I said, my sister, relax. We are not fighting. Cool down. Calm down. I said, now you need to have a stronger why. So I asked her, how old are your kids? She told me. I said, what you need to do now is have a plan now that by the time your first child is 18 years old, you want to hand over £1 billion, either in real estate or in fixed deposit or in treasury bills, or you want to hand over £1 billion to your first child when your first child is 18. When your second child is 18, you want to hand over £1 billion to them as a mother to a child. I say, let that become your vision now. Guess what? The next year she did over 100 million. So what changed? Mindset. Because see, our context puts her in a comfort zone. But if her context was different, she would have done more than she was doing. And now, by the time she changed her mind, she was able to move. So principles are universal, but the application of those principles, they are personal, contextual, and geographical. Geography matters. Oh, real estate is powerful, but not in Ukraine now. They are fighting war. So it doesn't mean real estate is not powerful. But if there is war in Ukraine, what do? You say, hey, we can't invest here now. When they finish war, we'll return. Hello? So there are 7 laws I want to run you through very fast. The first law that you need to put in place if you're going to become wealthy is the law of financial education, or the law of financial intelligence. The law of financial education or the law of financial intelligence. If you know better, you will do better. A lot of us are poor not because we did not go to school, but because we don't have financial education and financial intelligence. Schools don't teach financial intelligence. You can be a professor of economics or a dean of faculty of econs and you are going on strike because they don't pay your salary. Why? Because even though you have PhD in economics, you cannot manage your own personal accounts. A chartered accountant that cannot charter Uber. So you find out that when it comes to wealth creation, academic education does not translate to financial freedom. So there is nothing wrong in going to school. There is nothing wrong in having the certificate and having the degree, but there is nothing good about having a great degree and still being a great degree of debt. So you need to understand that you need financial education. Financial education comes through personal development. You need to consciously, intentionally, and strategically give attention to learning about money, how to make it, how to manage it, how to multiply it, assets, liabilities, annuities, all the things you need to learn. You need to study and learn. Now, I believe that if you want to succeed in any area of life, you need to read the number of books commensurate to your age in that aspect of life. If you want to become successful in relationship and you are 26 years old, I will advise you buy 26 books on relationship and begin to read it, because you become what you eat. You become what you read. If you are not informed, you will be deformed. If you are not inspired, you will expire. What you know determines how far you go. Information is the key to transformation. If you want to become successful in finances, you are 37 years old, go get 37 books on finances. By the time you keep reading and reading and reading and reading, you will become it. Because if you are a medical doctor today, you did not become a medical doctor because somebody laid hands on you and prophesied. You did not become a medical doctor because somebody gave you communion or they broke the altar of your father's house. You did not become a medical doctor because you did night vigil and you fasted. No, you became a medical doctor because you gave attention to a body of knowledge consistently over time. When you went in, you were ordinary. When you came out, you were a doctor. Why? 4 years, 6 years, 7 years of learning about the same thing transformed you. So you want to become rich, you want to become wealthy, financial education, because you have to become rich to attract riches. You have to become wealthy to attract wealth, and to become it, you become it by knowledge. So as you begin to know, the more you know, the more you grow, because your learning capacity is what determines your earning capacity. Number two, because of time. Once you begin to learn, please listen, you don't ever graduate from the school of learning. The day you stop learning, you start dying. Because in this kingdom, we don't blow, we grow. So if you jump up, you will come down. If you grow up, you will stay up. So don't have this blowing mindset. We don't blow yet, because bombs blow, balloons blow, and they disintegrate. So we don't blow, we grow. Now, when it comes to law number one, you don't graduate. There's no graduation in the school of learning. You keep learning and learning and learning and unlearning and relearning. Law number two, the law of delayed gratification. The law of delayed gratification. When you look at Ecclesiastes 10:15 that we read, if we move on to 16 and 17, it says, woe to you, O land, when your king is a child that eats in the morning, and blessed are you, O land, when your king is prince, the son of noble, that eats in due season. Now there is morning, afternoon, evening, and night in the seasons of our lives. But you need to understand that when you begin to grow through life, the money you make needs to be well managed in order for you to become wealthy. And one of the things you need to do early is to do what? To delay gratification. The law of delayed gratification. A lot of us are where we are today because our bungalow is in our wardrobe. Bag and shoe to match, yet your destiny is not matching your bank account. You are wearing bow straight, your life is not straight. 3-piece suits, you have 3 mobile phones like a 419, and yet you don't have any investment in any of the telecom industry, because every day you are just wasting. Nino lowo, let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. That's not the way to live as a believer. Hello, you don't waste money. So when money begins to come, you delay gratification. If you wear tomorrow's clothes today, you'll be naked tomorrow. If you eat tomorrow's food today, you'll be hungry tomorrow. Hello, if you live tomorrow's life today, you have no life today. So the law of delayed gratification. So when people are doing all kinds of stuff, don't join them. Many of us that you see today, that you look at and say, oh, this person has money, this person is that, is because we delayed gratification. As a young man growing up, when I understood what I'm sharing now, 1997 was my own turnaround. I got married first in 1997, and I came in because I got born again as a teenager. I've been around in the church since the 80s, so I just believe that everybody in church is born again. I came in with naivety, and when the woman told me, I love you the way you are, I believed. I did not know that I love you the way you are does not mean I love you to remain the way you are. I did not realize that there is no romance without finance. And I came in with full disclosure. I said, I'm a pastor, we just have 200 members, I've written some books, but I'm doing this. He said, no problem, no, it's not about money, I love you. God has spoken to me, I believe. Only for me to enter and now realize there's no romance without finance.